Hey now, Petey Grizz here. So, wanted to go into a little closer look at my Hoffritz Master Craftsman. I think I featured it in like one of my videos where I showed a bunch of knives I got off, but I figured I'll just do a video focusing on just this one knife. Try to do more of that rather than just show a video where I show, oh, here's the knives I got this week. I'll do one where I specifically just look at one knife and not compare it to anything else. Let it stand on its own 2 feet or 2 blades. So, Hofritz was a U.S. cutlery shop. Frankly, they had stores all over the Northeast, possibly all over the country. I know they definitely had them. They were a New York-based company, and they were a big reason that Swiss Army knives infiltrated the U.S. market. They were one of the main importers of them. So it's quite often to see vintage Swiss Army knives with Hofritz either stamped on the tang or inlaid in the logo. Later it's just stamped on the scales, but I really like when the logo's inlaid. The cool thing, when you have a stainless steel inlay, they gave it a stainless steel shield even when they were using nickel silver shields, because it didn't make sense to have 2 different materials there. But I've cleaned this up a little bit since the last time it was shown to, so that'll help. Let's get into it. We've got that rimmer. No sewing eye. Bing, bang, bong. Does the job. Nothing wrong with that. Next, we've got the early medium screwdriver. Or fine screwdriver. I call it a medium screwdriver. It's not very fine. The tip is a tiny bit twisted there, but it still works just fine. That could be ground very easily ground straight. I really don't care that much. Then the big thing about this is that lovely square Phillips screwdriver. It has the can key built into the tip. What a beautiful song, isn't it, ladies? We've got a cap lifter with the stripping notch, with the flathead screwdriver. Maybe even a tiny pry bar if you need it, you know. No big deal there. We've got a can opener with the 2D Phillips and the small flathead. This is a great tool. This is why, I think, to me, the corkscrew is more versatile to have. I do like, mainly I like the square Phillips. I really don't like the modern ones with the round shank back Phillips, just because if you got the can opener, then you're pretty much covered. I use that a lot more for driving Phillips screws than I ever use the back. Then we've got them 91mm scissors. This one has a goofy backward spring in it, which I honestly believe is a factory error, a quality control slip up. It could have been replaced, but it is identical to their springs from this time, but it just has it's just bent the wrong way. I really think it was just a factory screw up, that the end of it should be bent the opposite way, or this coil was coiled the wrong way. Something was done wrong, or it was for scissors that were made in the reverse fashion. But yeah, I really don't know. I do feel that is original. We've got the wood saw with the brushed finish and the straight up and down teeth. Bing, bang, bong. Isn't she a beaut? Next up is the case-hardened metal file and saw. This is the peak of their metal files. This file works great. It's obviously seen some use, but it's still got plenty of life left to it. Next up is the pen blade. She's got a nice shine to her. Polished her up a little bit. Still got some scratches on it, but I think it looks pretty. Then we get to the coup de grace. That main blade. She's a beaut. Look how the light just sparkles on it. You can see your reflection in it. It's a a little rough. I could have done a little better job polishing it, but, you know, this is one I actually was thinking of carrying around, but I just never get to it. I got so many freaking Swiss Army knives. Like, I mean, I don't even have a lot, really, by collector's standards, but I have way more than I can ever carry. Notice we've got Switzerland stainless Rost Frei. That's on the back of the tang, where that would normally be a 4-line tang stamp on the front. But this one has the Hofritz stamp, and that is super cool. They're pretty common. I mean, to me, it doesn't, in the US, doesn't have much value, but I guess outside of the country, you know, it's kind of unique, because since this was like, you know, this is one of the rare cases where something was available in the US, but not really overseas, where it's usually the opposite. Europe got a lot of models that just never made their way to the US. But that is my Hoffritz Master Craftsman. This is mid to late 70s. Did not come with a tweezers and a toothpick, so I had to put some in there. But not a bad deal, you know. She's still a little gummed up. I did polish it up. I think I meant to clean it up, but I think I just lost interest or something. Who knows? But anyway, that's all she wrote. Petey Grizz out.